guys, it's Angelo, and today, since many of you have asked for this once again, I present to you my brand new, updated interface, ready to go for your adventures for the launch of Shadowlands with patch 9.0.2. This video includes all add-ons, WeakAuras, nameplate settings, and everything else you'll need for your interface to look like mine. Over the course of the past couple of weeks, I had put together a new interface off-stream, and then on-stream, along with you guys, went ahead and fine-tuned everything to make it look smooth and ready to be shipped. I will be continuously updating my interface for you all, and will post any personal updates to my interface or WeakAuras and so on, but in order to keep things organized and situated, all of this will be over on Discord. Therefore, be sure to check the link in the description box below. Now, I will add timestamps to the video, so you can just skip to the part that interests you if you so please. Today, we'll be going over my WeakAuras firstly, why I use them and what they help me with, my Kui nameplate settings, my ElvUI settings and positionings, and lastly, any other add-ons which are relevant to my interface. Okay, now before we get into detail here, I had put a lot of work into this interface to make it look smooth, logical, and clean. But you know who did an even better job at creating a clean and wonderful looking interface for their game? Sponsor time. Raid Shadow Legends. Want to see a clean interface tied to a gorgeous looking, well-designed game? Well, look no further. Form your own group of champions in one of the best known RPGs out there currently, playable on your phone and crossplay on your PC, and all of that completely for free. I wouldn't recommend this game if I didn't think it's actually good, so let me tell you, it's a good game and will fill your craving while on the go or while at home. Join clans in order to fight clan bosses and gain weekly rewards, build your team and prepare them for the arena, prepare them for dungeons, and generally just have fun while collecting, leveling up, and playing with any champion you'd like. Also, the Artifact Forge was just released where you're able to save time and craft artifacts directly on top of actually having a whole new advanced quest system in the game with some pretty sweet rewards and the crazy looking Doom Tower already being in development as well. Be sure to check the links in the description box below because every new player will get an exclusive welcome pack that contains 100,000 silver, 50 gems, and 10 mystery shards along with a free champion, the Hex Weaver. Be sure to check your inbox within the next 30 days to grab those free rewards, click the link in the description box below, and I will see you guys in-game. Alright guys, so the core of my interface, and the largest update to the previous video, is centered around ElvUI. I updated pretty much all my previous frames completely, and ElvUI in and of itself offers an entire interface with good nameplates, great unit frames, action bars, a minimap, and essentially everything you would need. For Shadowlands, I've changed most frame settings to look very minimalistic and clean, with all frames in an assorted and symmetric place in comparison to their new counter frame, with a slightly new shade of purple for the unit frames in order to suit a Shadow Priest centered theme just a bit better. Of course, while also looking more modern, especially with the character backdrop behind the health bar. Now, ElvUI unfortunately doesn't give me everything the way I want it to be, both aesthetically and analytically, so a few things I've changed, specifically the nameplates and most action bars. The nameplates are replaced with Kui Nameplates, which I've also updated, and the action bars are hidden mostly, except for my main action bar and a little sidebar for food buffs and hearthstones and stuff. And core spells are displayed once I enter combat via VuhDo, and even the party and raid frame switch, depending on whether or not I have to heal, in which case of course they are replaced by VuhDo. More on all of these add-ons in just a bit. I personally like the ElvUI unit frames in general a lot though, and the entire structure of the add-on is pretty nice, which is obviously why I use it. My exact new and updated ElvUI profile will be found in the description box below for you, and if you want to change your colors, your frame locations, and honestly anything else in your interface, there's almost no possibility you would not be able to change it with ElvUI. Now, the high level of customization is what I personally like about the UI itself, and that's definitely the reason why I will of course continue using it in Shadowlands. By now, I've been talking about this for the past 5 interface videos, and to this day, I am as always very satisfied with it. Okay, let's actually go ahead and take a look at our WeakAuras now. WeakAuras is the single-handedly most important add-on in this video and in my interface, and is definitely an add-on that every player in World of Warcraft honestly should use and should have. I use WeakAuras for an uncountable amount of reasons, but the most important ones would be the circle around my mouse cursor in order to see where my mouse is located on screen, and also displaying a cast and channeling time of my spells, my class spells and cast bar on the lower centered part of my screen, as well as boss mechanics coming in which you'll have to deal with during an encounter. A specific list of my WeakAuras should appear on screen now. Special thanks to all of the people who create these awesome WeakAuras for us to use. I think this game would play vastly different were it not for those great minds making our game a lot more enjoyable and easier. Once we're in Shadowlands, I'll be adding a lot more WeakAuras to the list in the description box, like Castle Nathria boss mechanics, a new WeakAura to display group cooldowns and interrupts, and most likely even more, depending on which aspects of the game will require WeakAuras. WeakAuras is a great way to make otherwise complicated or weird aspects of the game more structured and easy for you. And at this point, there's even an app for WeakAuras you can download on your computer, which will allow you to automatically update any WeakAuras, so the add-on itself has certainly come a very long way. Again, the link to my WeakAuras will be in the description box below. Kui Nameplates is up next on the list, and that is one of the add-ons I read most from you guys about and heard most about, because it is one of the add-ons that you guys really want. Apparently, many of you really like my Kui Nameplate settings, and of course the updated settings are in the description box below. Since I have them a little bit bigger on beta but a little bit smaller on retail, I'll give you both in the description box below so that you can decide. Now, as the name suggests, this is a nameplate modification add-on which not only looks very good in my opinion, but also actually gives me the ability to increase the icon size of my dots on the nameplates, as well as dynamically changing the look of the plate when I have aggro, for example, when I don't have aggro, or more importantly actually when the enemy is in execute range, which is when the nameplate will turn green, which of course is important when playing a Shadow Priest, but can also come in handy as any other class and spec. Now, the bar can also be modified to transition in health levels smoothly or staggered, show percentual health and or actual health, and much more. I haven't found anything when considering nameplates which Kui Nameplates was not able to do for me so far, and honestly I've been using this add-on since Legion. I've hardly done any tweaks for the Shadowlands to be honest, because again I like the way they've been so far, but I did add a couple of smaller changes like making the bars slightly tinier, a little bit more modern, stuff like that. I played around with the bar sizes a little bit as well, but they don't really differ that much from my Battle for Azeroth sizes, so the ones that you currently have, but nonetheless you can enjoy. When it comes to my actual raid and party frames in Shadowlands, as I said before in this video, I am altering around between VuhDo and ElvUI base frames. VuhDo is a great tool when it comes to healing your party, monitoring and dispelling debuffs that you have to, and of course mouse overing cooldowns or heals onto targets without having to actually change your current target at all. Now, it's possible with ElvUI's raid frames as well, however you'll have to use an extra add-on called Click. This will, however, keep your ElvUI clean and uniform. However, I personally just like VuhDo a lot better, and it's just better for healing, honestly. It's just highly customizable. It allows you to change the icon positions of the debuffs, it allows you to change the role icons, health, buffs, literally anything you could possibly see on a raid frame, and has countless effects and possibilities to make your gameplay a lot easier, especially so as a healer. Profiles can be applied individually for each spec, can be copied and exported, and therefore of course shared with others like you. I will of course leave my VuhDo profile in the description box below as well. All in all, I advise any healer to learn how to play with VuhDo, even though the learning curve may seem a little bit difficult at first. If you're a pure DPS, then honestly I wouldn't really bother that much unless you simply like it the way it looks, or rather if you consider healing at one point in time. Now, if you're watching this video and are no healer, again then there's no solid reason to starting to get into VuhDo, and the ElvUI party frames are perfectly fine for you to use if you so please, and also honestly fit the rest of your interface slightly better from the design. It's honestly a matter of preference, and so I'll leave both options down in the description box below for you to decide yourself. Last but not least, I will give you guys a short list of some extra add-ons that I use, but these are only secondary add-ons, so I will not be doing any explaining here. Pawn and Simulation Craft help me obtain stat weights and display actual in-game upgrades, and I will most likely continue using it in Shadowlands, while Details serves as my damage meter, of course. The WoW Instant Messenger makes chatting with you guys a bit easier and allows me to recollect chats that have been going on, and is honestly just a great general of life, or rather quality of life buff. While I've honestly switched away from using bigwigs and now use DBM again, at least on the beta, which announces boss abilities, but I will most likely switch back to bigwigs. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. Both of them are totally fine. I'll possibly use something like Azeroth Autopilot if that is updated for Shadowlands, but other than that, I try not to really clog up my system with too many add-ons. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Are there any add-ons that you want me to go into detail with in the future? Be sure to let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd like to see, perhaps even on stream, or rather maybe even in a video. You can tell me. Thank you of course everyone as always for watching, and if you've liked this video, be sure to give it a like and stay updated on the content of this channel by leaving a subscription, and don't forget to jump onto Discord for further updates and to answer any questions you may possibly have. Special thanks to my supporters over on Patreon, as well as all of the gifted subs and the donors over on Twitch, and a special thanks for everyone once more for all of your support. Now, as always my friends, have a good one, enjoy Shadowlands and have fun at launch, and I will see you all in the next one.